Yo, so what is good, everybody on YouTube? We are back today with a brand new video, and for today's video, we're going to be simulating the entire NBA career of the number 4 overall pick, Caleb Wilson. We've already made videos so far for Darren Peterson, AJ DeBonsa, and Cam Boozer, so you could check those out and compare. But today, we're going to be focusing on Caleb Wilson. Very excited for this Bulls team, in all honesty. The pairing of Matez and Caleb Wilson is going to be absolutely fruitful for years to come for the Chicago team. And Caleb Wilson, in my opinion, is the most polished defender in this class. And how his improved shooting has been looking so far throughout Summer League with his work with Lethal Shooter, I'm very, very excited to see how it goes. You can see in year 1 here, we're going to be looking at a team led by their point guard in Josh Giddey at the 1, who is a absolutely great playmaker, one of the best in the league in all honesty. They have Norman Powell playing the 2, who can shoot the lights out, and when he gets hot is a scary, scary player. At the 3, you're going to have Matez Buzelis, who is coming off an incredible season and is only looking to get better and better, sitting in at 84 overall. The number 4 overall pick playing the 4 and potentially generational talent coming out of UNC in Caleb Wilson. And they added Nicholas Claxton to play the center position, so this Bulls team is going to look vastly different from last year. There's a lot of guys on the bench that you want to see jumps from, but worst case scenario, they will have a little bit of an overhaul going forward here with them. So let's see how year 1 ends up panning out. So at the end of year 1, Victor Wembanyama gets MVP, and Rookie of the Year ends up going to Cam Boozer, who obviously got a lot of opportunity with this Grizzlies team post Ja Morant. And I would expect to see us on the all-rookie first team, so let's check that out and see if we made it. And as we go to the defensive teams, we could also have made that potentially. But the all-NBA first team, it is pretty much the who's who. Just no Keaton Wagler, and instead Darius Acuff snuck in that final spot. And to check out our standings here in year 1 with this new and improved Bulls team, was not enough to get it done. We have a 30-win season. So, pretty stagnant from last year, but it is a learning experience and a time to grow for the young guys, which is sometimes all you need so they can see different sets. They can kind of have the ball in their hands a little bit more than they typically would on a winning team as a rookie. So you can see, surprisingly, this Sixers team actually ended worse than us with 29 wins. I know for a fact, if Jaylen Brown adds to this Sixers team and they finish with 29 wins, either Joel Embiid just simply had to get hurt, or some catastrophe happened, but that most certainly would be a code red in Philly, no doubt about that. But let's go ahead and check out the player stats and see how our guy performed here in year 1. An absolutely impressive rookie season there, 19.4 points per game, 7.4 rebounds per game, 1.5 steals, and 1.4 blocks. That is nasty. He was almost at 3 stocks a game as a rookie, 79 overall. That gives you a lot of hope for this team moving forward, and your rookie comes in and he leads your team in scoring. I would say that we definitely should have got Rookie of the Year, but Cam Boozer was able to kind of be the focal forefront of that entire Grizzlies team this year, so it makes sense. But any other year, this would have been your Rookie of the Year 100%. I'm interested to see what he's going to look like next year at 21 years old, because he's only going to keep progressing from this point. And here's a quick look at where the rookie race was. You can see Boozer led the scoring charge, followed by Darren Peterson, and then Caleb Wilson as far as scoring went. As far as rebounding, you can see Darren Peterson actually led the rebounding stats, which is kind of crazy. And generally, these steals and blocks were pretty much led by Boozer and Caleb Wilson, so it really just came down to Cam Boozer getting more shot attempts on his squad. In the finals here, it ends up being the Portland Trailblazers with Ja Morant leading the charge for them up against the Magic, who we all know are 2K's darling. So let's see who ends up winning it all. And Paolo, of course, takes it all and gets Finals MVP. Heading into the NBA draft here, as we were indeed a lottery team, we get Braylon Mullins here with the pick 11. That feels like a little bit of a steal in all honesty, and I'm excited to see him added to this core with his shooting ability, who could definitely slot in for Norman Powell here maybe in like a year. Caleb Wilson already up to an 83 overall here in year 2. This team is going to be super exciting. You can see the transactions that we've made here. We went out and signed Kristaps. We'll have to see how that one plays out. As long as his regression doesn't fall off a cliff too bad, it could be a really good signing to help stretch the floor for us as well, instead of having Nick Claxton kind of clogging up the paint for us. At the end of year 2 here, Victor Wembanyama goes back-to-back with another MVP. Not the most surprising thing we've ever seen Reed Sheppard gets Sixth Man of the Year, but Wemby gets MVP and he gets DPOY. Cam Whitmore coming out of absolutely nowhere, the cracks in the ground, getting Most Improved Player with a 17-point per game season with the Celtics roster. I guess he must have really fit with the system over there, but you don't usually see that. All-NBA third team, Darren Peterson ends up actually making it. And let's check out the defensive teams, and there we go. Our guy, Caleb Wilson, is on the all-defensive second team in his second year. We love to see that at an 84 overall. Let's see if it translated to wins here. Let's check it out. And it does not look that way. 29 wins, so we stayed just about put from where we were. And oh my goodness, this Charlotte Hornets team won 8 games all season? That team is literally disgusting. Like, what? And they also have Con Knipple coming off the bench. That is just putrid. I don't even want to see that anymore. But let's check out how our guy actually did here, because that's a little bit more important than whatever disgusting things they have going on in Charlotte. So, Caleb Wilson improves to a 21-point-per-game scorer on the season, getting more rebounds as well, and staying so solid on the defensive side of the ball. Josh Giddey ends up being our second scorer on the team, and Porzingis, he's our third guy, so I'll take Porzingis as a third option if we can keep that. Ja Morant ends up taking the Trailblazers all the way, and we end up getting the 7th overall pick, in which we take Nikola, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, Costa Rica? Sure, that sounds about right to me, out of UCLA, heading into year 3. Another top lottery pick. Will definitely help our team, and you can see they're actually both starting here at the 2 and 3. Bub Carrington at the 1, Caleb at the 4, and Porzingis at the 5. I'm pretty excited for this team, in all honesty. We are letting the young guys take the reins a little bit, and Chris Finch is now our head coach as we've stole him over from the T-Wolves. And let's check out what happened with Matez, because that opened up a spot. It looks like we must not have signed Matez back and actually let him go walk in free agency, which you hate to see as a Bulls fan, because everybody loves what Matez has done so far for the city. But 2K does what 2K does. He is over with the Rockets now, so let's see how year 3 goes. Year 3, Josh Giddey ends up getting 6th Man of the Year coming off the bench since we let Bub Carrington actually get the starting role. And let's check out the All-NBA teams. All-NBA second team for Caleb, already up to an 88 overall at 22. That is absolutely great to see. And to pair with that, he's an all-defensive first-team member as well. So stock for Caleb Williams and the Bulls has to be skyrocketing. And oh my gosh, he jumped up to 26 points per game. What a jump from 19 to 21 to 26. While being so elite on the defensive side of the basketball, Caleb Wilson is beginning to be posed to be one of the most elite players in basketball and Kawhi-esque when it comes to being a two-way player. And boy oh boy, look at Braylon Mullen sitting at an 82 overall, who has increased his scoring average to 17 points per game. He is going to be nasty alongside Caleb for years to come. Here in the first round, we end up being matched up against the New York Knicks and Karl Anthony Towns. This is going to be a revenge series here for our guy Kristaps Porzingis, who obviously started his career there, Mr. Tingus Pingus himself. We end up going down 2-1 to start this series, so we need to have a little bit of a comeback here. Let's see what we can do. We grab a game making this 2-2. Caleb steps up with 25-5 to grab us a game to even the series out. Game 5 here, we end up putting us up 3-2. Caleb drops 20 and 16 boards to help get it done. We could close this out here. Let's hop into Simcast and see. Unfortunately, it's going to go to 7. They end up taking it by 9 points there. Caleb Wilson dropping 20, 15, 5 steals and 5 blocks, but it was not enough to get past New York there. This is going to be a tough-fought Game 7, and as you can see, it's a close one. We hop in with 1:30 to go here. Jalen Brunson and the Knicks have a 2-point lead. Jalen Brunson trying to go one-on-one with Porzingis. The former New York Knick swats it to give us a chance here. Down 2 points. 1 minute, 20 seconds. Bub Carrington gets Jalen Brunson on his hip and drains a dagger there to put us up by 1 point. All the confidence in the world coming off the inbound there. We grab a steal. 1 point lead. Bub Carrington is running this offense here. Let's see if he can keep with this utmost confidence that just allowed him to absolutely pull up a 3 in primetime. Down low to Porzingis, who does a little bit of work and ends up putting us up 3 here. Jalen Brunson, we know he is no stranger to taking over. He almost just gets his pass intercepted there. OG grabs the offensive rebound, and Deuce McBride, a dagger 3 off an offensive board. That is classic Knicks basketball. Down on the other side, unfortunately, Tingus Pingus steps out of bounds with his size 16s. On the other side, the New York Knicks have an opportunity here with a tie ball game to take the lead. They retain possession there. Coming off the inbound, Jalen Brunson, 19 seconds for the rest of your life to get out of this series and make it onto the second round. The Chicago team is hungry here. Jalen Brunson, not the worst shot. Oh my gosh, they grab the O board and they kick it out to Mikal Bridges, who smacks it down. That is heartbreaking. 4.6 on the clock. Bub Carrington kicks it up to our rookie, and he cannot get it to go. The former lottery pick lets us down, but it was a rough spot to be in. I can't blame him too much. Brunson drops 22 there. Josh Hart comes up clutch, getting 10 rebounds, as he does in these crazy games all the time. But 7 and 19 there from Caleb Wilson. Pretty impressive. Coop ends up winning it all, moving us into year 4 of the sim here. Everybody getting a little bit better as they get some progression. Ace Bailey now playing the small forward for this team as well. Keep that in mind. We'll see how year 4 ends up going with the squad at 1 year older. So as we take a look into it, you can see from the standings, a 50-win team here in Chicago. You love to see it. What a jump these guys have made already. 26 points per game from Caleb Wilson. Phenomenal. Braylon Mullins jumps up a little bit to 18 a game, and it ends up letting Porzingis be our 4th option, which is really nice. First round matchup's going to be up against a pretty weak-looking Nets team, in all honesty, led by Jarrett McCain and Brandon Miller. I won't totally count them out, but it doesn't look like that rough of a matchup. And maybe I capped because they get 2 straight on us, but we end up taking it to 7 here, thankfully. So let's see what our guys got in primetime here, hopping into Simcast. As you can see, they have a pretty early lead on us here, so it's not looking great in all honesty. But second half, we're a second half type of team. We absolutely take off on them, especially in the 4th quarter there, winning that 4th quarter by 22 points to end up taking it. Caleb Wilson dropping 33, 12, 2 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Moving us into round 2 here, where we're matched up against the guys that broke our heart last season in the New York Knicks, led by Jalen Brunson. We are down 3-2 in this series. We grab a game, making this go to a game 7 because Caleb snapped per usual, dropping 30 and 10, moving us into this game 7. As you can see, we hop into Simcast here, and coming down to it, we might have to hop into this. It's a 5-point ball game, but thankfully we don't. We end up pulling away here. Jalen Brunson drops 32, but it was not enough. Caleb Wilson drops 18 and 16 there. Big-time players come up in big-time games, moving us to the ECF. We've seen Paolo and the Magic win it all once already in this sim, who have added Zach Edey apparently. Thankfully, we take game 1, so we go up 1-0 here despite a 29-point performance from Paolo. Second game, they end up tying it up here. They grab 2 straight on us, but we answer back, tying the series at 2 apiece. We find ourselves down 3-2 here. So, you already know it's Simcast time. We are going to hop into this. And as you can see, we have a very close one here with 2 minutes to go. The Magic just put themselves up 4, but we are in the bonus. Kicks it down. Ace Bailey can't get it to go, but Bub Carrington with the tip-in to make it a 2-point ball game. We need our best defense here as Paolo gets an and 1 on Caleb down low. You hate to see it. Putting them back up 5. Porzingis, a little shimmy action, putting us back down 3. Paolo, again taking advantage of Caleb Wilson. What are we doing? I know that Paolo's a hard guard, but come on. We are down 5 here with a minute to go. Bub Carrington, he's come out big for us before. Kicks it down to Porzingis. Porzingis on Zach Edey, and Porzingis says that's barbecue chicken. Send me to the line, putting us back down 3. 3-point ball game. 58 seconds on the clock. This is the playoffs here. This is to go to the NBA Finals. What can we do? They kick it down low. Paolo gets it to go yet again. Oh my gosh, he's cooking us here. Braylon Mullins, pull up 3 off the screen. He does not get it to go, fellas. It's not looking great. We end up dropping this game despite 23 there from Braylon Mullins and 20 and 12 from Caleb Wilson. Paolo he had too good of a game. We couldn't do it. And Bub Carrington went 1 for 8, so that means his only bucket that game was actually that tip-in, which is actually kind of crazy. So we'll be watching the finals from the sideline here as it ends up being the Magic versus the Warriors, who end up winning it all there with Stephon Castle getting finals MVP, moving us into year 5. Now slotted at a 91 overall, we are the #1 seed out east, so Caleb Wilson definitely has done his job with this team. Now let's check out actually how the stats looked for this year. Caleb took a slight step back in scoring, letting some of the offensive load go to other guys. 25, 12, and 4 with 3.6 stocks a game, which is disgusting. Braylon Mullins up to an 88 overall as our second option scoring. And in the first round here, we are up against Trae Young, Devin Booker, and Cam Whitmore, who we saw get Most Improved Player of the Year about 2 years ago. So it's interesting to see how this team will do against us. We end up 3-2 here as we hop in, and it was an easy one. We get it done in 6 here with Ace Bailey leading the charge, but the rebounding numbers for Caleb Wilson are always super impressive as well to help get it done. Moving us into round 2 here up against JV, VJ, and Tyrese Maxey. We get out in front early with a 1-0 lead. They grab a game 2, tie it up at 1 apiece, and then they take game 3. We take game 4, tying it all back up. We take game 5, leading the charge here in a series 3-2 to head to the Eastern Conference Finals. We're going to hop into Simcast here and see if we can get it done here or if we're going to have to sweat out a game 7. And as you can see, it is a close one coming down to the wire. As we hop in here with a minute to go, there is a 2-point ball game. The team that is down 2 also is in the bonus. That makes it even more interesting. Josh Giddey should have just taken that layup. I don't know why he did a pull-up Jimmy there, but it did not go. Sixers have the chance to tie it or take the lead here with 50 seconds to go. Joel Embiid trying to drive down, trying to channel some of his older self. Bronny kicks it to JB, and he cannot get it to go. Huge defensive rebound there by Josh Giddey, running the floor. Kicks it over to Caleb Wilson. The time is now, fellas. 2-point ball game. We need a bucket to help solidify Ace Bailey, who is getting absolutely clamped right here as he kicks it. He moves the ball. 6 seconds. Josh Giddey, ball in his hands. Mid-range, kicks it over, gets it to the corner, and it does not go. Sixers have the chance to win it or tie it here. Shot clock unplugged. 12 seconds left in this game. Maxey kicks it down low to Embiid. Caleb Wilson gambled, but it worked out. Embiid smoked a wide open layup. Oh my gosh. Caleb Wilson overcommitted to trying to get the steal there, and Embiid smoked a wide open layup. That ends up getting us the win here, 132-128. Your Chicago Bulls are going back to the Eastern Conference Finals here. Caleb drops 34, 15, 3, 5 steals, 2 blocks. What more do you want from the man? He is Mr. Chicago. He is the Windy City himself. Here in the Eastern Conference Finals, we are up against Paolo Banchero and the Orlando Magic. We find ourselves up in this series 3-2, having a lot more ease this time. Thankfully, Braylon Mullins coming in clutch there, putting up 26 for us. Puts us to a 3-2 series, puts us to a 3-3 series as Paolo smacks us in the mouth, dropping 35 and 15. We didn't have enough to get it done there. Going to game 7, we need this. This is legacy for Caleb here, and as you can see, we got it done pretty easy, 127-112. Ace Bailey leading the charge there with 28 to help get it done. And 2 guys from that draft class, the Rookie of the Year, and in my opinion, the runner-up, going head-to-head here in Cam Boozer and the Grizzlies, who added Luka Doncic up against our Chicago Bulls and Caleb Wilson. This is going to be a fun one. We grabbed the first game here, taking the charge 1-0 in this series. Let's see if we can extend our lead here to 2 as we simulate this one. And they end up tying it up at 1 apiece here. Braylon drops 20. And basically, nobody outlier played too insane in that game. Here we go. We grabbed the next game. Luka dropped 37, but Caleb dropped 38 and 12 with 3 blocks as well to give us the 2-1 lead here. We grab another one again here, going up 3-1, 30, 11, and 7 there from our guy, Caleb Wilson. Here's a potential closeout game, and it's a close one, so we're going to be hopping in it. Can Caleb Wilson get an NBA championship this year is the question. Bo Carrington kicks it down to Porzingis, who has the Gatorade symbol, but it does not matter, drawing the foul on the Grizzlies, giving us an opportunity to extend our lead here, but he does brick the second one. We are up 117-116. 37 seconds to go. This is a huge possession for both sides here as they kick it down low. They cannot get it to go. 29 seconds. There's about 7 between the shot and game clock here. We kick it down. Ace Bailey does not get it to go. Huge offensive board by Caleb. Kicks it over to Ace Bailey. Ace Bailey, top of the key. 7 seconds. Back to Mr. Chicago himself. Kicks it back to Ace Bailey. We are not getting a good shot here It was a contested 3. 8.9 seconds here. For the rest of your lives, fellas, you could be NBA champs if you clamp up this one possession. Jordan Smith, their star player, drives in. Oh my goodness, he gets it to go. 2.2 on the shot clock. We had Bub Carrington wide open. No! Oh my gosh, Bub Carrington got wide open in that corner. We're going to another game. We could not close it out there despite 32 from Porzingis. We need to not let this go to a Game 7, fellas. Game 7s are no good. But as you can see in Simcast here, it's not looking good for us. We are indeed going to a Game 7 as the Grizzlies grab 2 straight with their backs against the wall here. Thankfully, Game 7s, we are built for this. We have a great defensive team, and Caleb is always coming up in the clutch. And as you can see as we hop in here, that's all she wrote. If you got Quentin Grimes in the game handling the ball with less than 2 minutes to go in a finals game, that means you're a champ. Or you got blown out. Take your pick. But in this case, 121 to 103. Caleb Wilson brings the city of Chicago an NBA championship here. And I would have to guess that he's probably our finals MVP, unless sneakily Porzingis grabbed it. And who's this guy with the trophy in his hand? Never seen him all season. Caleb drops 44 and 8 in that game with 2 blocks. He has to be our finals MVP, man. What a performance in a closeout Game 7. Beautiful. In 35 minutes, he dropped 44. Like, come on. Next best on the highest scorer on their team at 18. Caleb, 28, 9, and 3. 1.4 steals, 2.1 blocks. This kid is a menace. What a career so far in the first 5 years in the NBA here. And when you talk about Caleb Wilson, you're talking about a guy who comes up in the clutch. You're talking about an NBA champion. You love to see it. So in year 6 here, let's see how we did coming off our NBA championship. First round matchup, we are up against the New York Knicks and Jalen Brunson as we were the number 1 seed, and we do knock them out with ease 4-0. Second round here up against Anthony Black, Giannis, Michael Porter Jr., and Bam Adebayo. A very good Heat team in all honesty. A lot of bucket getters as we find ourselves down 2-0. Potentially looking to get upset here. We grab 2 straight. We grab 3 straight. Don't let the boys get hot. Let's take them out here. Let's get 4 straight. Come back from a 2-0 deficit and make our way back to the Eastern Conference Finals. It looks like we're going to have to hop in though. It's a close one. 118 to 117. We're slightly down. Shot clock unplugged. We need a good set here. Josh Giddey getting the screen from Caleb. Caleb wide open. Josh Giddey, and he slightly contests it. But boom, boom, boom. That is the Windy City man himself putting us up by 2. We just need to play some good defense here. Giannis and Caleb Wilson. What a defensive matchup. Giannis cannot get it to go because Caleb's got those clamps. Talk to him nice, not twice. We take it by 2. Braylon Mullins dropping 29 there. Caleb dropping 22 and 12. Eastern Conference Finals. This one looks like we're going to dog walk them. They're starting Zach LaVine at this point in Zach LaVine's career at year 2. I don't like that at all. We go up 3-0. We go up 4-0. Clean sweep Eastern Conference Finals. Our guys are going to be well rested heading into the finals here. 33-piece from Braylon Mullins. If you got Zach LaVine starting 6 years into this sim, can't be a good sign. Eastern Conference Finals MVP goes to Caleb. Western Conference Finals MVP goes to Tatum, who is leading this Phoenix team to the NBA championship. We go up 1-0. We go up 2-0. This could be BTA. We go up 2-1 here. Caleb drops 27 in that game. Oh, I might have spoken too soon. The Suns grab 2, but we are up 3-2 with the potential of elimination here. We can knock them out in this game. We're going to hop into Simcast. And as we hop in here, you can see it is another close one that is going to come down to the wire. And when we actually hop in here, you can see we got a 1-point game. 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. Bub Carrington kicks it to Braylon Mullins, and the white boy is a shooter. Keep a hand up, puts us up by 2. LeBaron Philon gets us down on the other side. LeBaron Philon is giving Bub Carrington some issues defensively. Mullins kicks it down low for a nasty oop through traffic. Come on. Puts us up 2 here. LeBaron tries to kick it for a flashy pass. Cannot get it. Braylon Mullins running the floor, down to Caleb Wilson, and 1 in the paint. That puts us up 5 points here. We're running away with this unless something beautiful happens for the Suns. And Philon gets clamped up that time by Bub Carrington. And that's going to be all she wrote, fellas. We end up taking it in 6 here. Your Chicago Bulls not only are NBA champions, but they're back-to-back NBA champions. Talk to them nice. These boys are dirty out here in the city of Chi-Town. Phylon drops a 25 piece, but it was not enough. Mullins 36 and 11. Ooh, okay. Caleb 29 and 14. Caleb gets himself another Finals MVP here. Absolutely beautiful in the first 6 years, moving us in to year 7 of his career. Now sitting at a 98 overall and only 26 years old. Keep that in mind. Look at these accolades. 2-time NBA champ, 2-time Finals MVP, multiple-time All-NBA and All-Defensive Team member. So let's see how year 7 ends up playing out. And coming off back-to-back NBA championships, we are somehow a play-in team. So what happened to our team? We traded away Bub Carrington to try and get younger, it looks like, which I don't love. And we also made an additional trade that moved us on from Porzingis, who was pivotal to our runs. So I really don't like these moves at all. If I was the GM, would have never done it. But it did result in Caleb Wilson having an incredible scoring season with 28.9 points per game. And almost 23 a game from Braylon Mullins as well. But it didn't result in us winning. So Braylon Mullins 35 and 10 there. He is cooking at this point. And we end up making it to the number 7 seed and surviving the play-in. Let's see if we can have a little bit of magic here, as we are a team that just went back-to-back. We're going up against Zach Edey and Ade Mara. What a crazy lineup the Magic have. That is a ton of height. We end up getting swept by them 4-0. I'm sure our rebounding just could not deal with that. Putting us into year 8 here. Post these trades, like, I just don't love our team, because why do we trade away Porzingis, who is so helpful for us to make this run, to then go out and sign Joel Embiid, who's only like an 83 overall at this point? Definitely yucky moves, and I don't like what the management's doing here. It results in us missing the playoffs this year for the first time since like year 2 of this sim. Caleb puts up 25 and 10 there with 4.5 stocks a game. That is disgusting. He should have been DPOY this year. They definitely cheated him out of that. And as you can see, another just disgusting move, as our management traded away Braylon Mullins and Embiid to bring back Franz Wagner and Ade Mara. I don't like what we're doing over here, but hopefully we can get someone good in the draft here, as we end up jumping from pick 10 here to pick 1. So we should be able to bring in someone with some talent here, but it feels like they're just blowing everything up around Caleb Wilson and trying to do Caleb Wilson and a very young team around him, which I don't know if I love after coming off 2 championships. We end up taking an 80 overall power forward there with the first overall pick. Moving us into year 9, you can see what the squad is looking like here. It's really just Ace Bailey and Caleb, and then a lot of guys just coming into their own that are under 25 years old. But when you go back-to-back, you don't do it. But after trading away Porzingis, they brought him back to be the 10th man off the bench, which is interesting. Clutch Player of the Year there goes to VJ Edgecombe. All NBA teams, let's check out if our guy made any. And it looks like Caleb Wilson is all in the All-NBA 3rd team, but not as a Bull. He has moved to Atlanta. So let's see what the deal with that is. The Bulls were the 2nd worst team out east, and the Hawks ended up the 3rd seed. So let's check out what this team looked like and what that trade looked like. Caleb Wilson and Drake Powell for Kingston Flemings, Jalen Johnson. So I don't know what direction the Bulls are trying to move in, but they are definitely sabotaging themselves, no doubt. But at least Caleb was able to bring them 2 NBA championships before they went ahead and traded him away and broke up the core. Caleb Wilson goes over here, ends up dropping 26 points per game with the Hawks, and teams up with Colton Hiller, who is a 28 point per game scorer, as they're going to be up against Scotty Barnes and Amen Thompson here with the Toronto Raptors. It's a very good defensive team, but Caleb's also a very good defensive player in his own right. As we're going to Game 7 here in the first round of the playoffs, and the scoring is starting to get to that point in these sims where sometimes they get wacky, because that game was 177 to 164. Oh my goodness. So we're going to hop into Simcast here and see if we can advance to the second round here with our new team. And it's looking good early, as we absolutely cooked them in the first quarter. And we were able to hold on here as we end up taking it 181 to 157. I know the scoring is a little bit weird at this point, but we do make it to the second round here with Caleb dropping 35, 15, 4 assists, 1 steal, and 5 blocks. Nasty work. Moving us into the second round here up against the Miami Heat, who are sitting at the 7th seed with Jamal Murray, Malik Thomas, Asor Thompson. We'll see how this one goes. We simulate this round. We get up early on them 2-1. They grab a game, tying it up at 2 apiece. Uh-oh, we have our backs against the wall here. We do grab that game, and we make it a 7-game series. Hopping into Simcast here, it is a loser go home here. When we could be going to the Eastern Conference Finals, we are going to be hopping into Simcast 3-point ball game. We do the little screen, kick it to the corner, and bang! We smack it to tie this up at 133 apiece here with a minute to go. Heat have the ball. We need a good defensive possession here. Malik Thomas, top of the key, trying to break down our defense, and he gets a little open midi, but it does not go. Kicks it back up top. Jamal Murray handling it. Jamal Murray grew out the fro, it's looking like. Okay, Jamal Murray going back to the olden days. 3 seconds on the clock here. 2, 1, tough shot. He does not get it to go. Caleb Wilson, of course, Mr. Get It Done. Board man gets paid, gets another board. Kicks it over to his former lottery pick here, who is doing a lot with 9 seconds. He gives it up to Anderson for the corner 3, and Anderson, boom! 136 to 133, taking a 3-point lead here. We need to stay sturdy, but we let Malik Thomas get an open drive. We are up by 1 point here. We are going to be going and playing a game of free throws here as we extend the lead back to 3. A 3 ties this game. CJ Rosser kicks it over to his guy. Top of the key, CJ Rosser. That kid is a dog. 138 apiece here. We try to heave it up, and we are going to overtime here, fellas. This is a lose or go home. And as you can see, we didn't even get a really good chance to hop into Simcast because we kind of started destroying them in Simcast Live, so we didn't even hop in there in overtime. Caleb, 31 and 21 with 4 steals. What a game. CJ Rosser dropped 51, 20, and 11, I think that said. Oh my gosh. What a bad L. You got to be hurting if you put up that and lose. But nonetheless, Caleb Wilson and the Atlanta Hawks have made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, going up against that aging core of Maxey, JB, and VJ Edgecombe. We end up getting knocked out by them here, unfortunately, in 6 games as VJ Edgecombe steps up and gets Eastern Conference Finals MVP, moving us into year 10 here. You can see what the squad is looking like. Caleb Wilson, Colton Hiller, Caleb Holt, and some creative guys at this point, which is makes sense. We're 10 years in. And let's check out, oh my gosh, we had 27 wins. How does this team have 27 wins? That team looked filthy on paper. Did we make some bonehead moves? Okay, we traded. I mean, that shouldn't have really affected us that much. How do you go from a team that was an Eastern Conference Finals competitor to 27 wins? That's insane. Moving us into year 11, I guess. The squad has stayed very much the same here going into year 11, so we'll see if last year was just an off year and if they can get back to their greatness that they potentially can have, having a 90 overall Caleb Wilson and a 93 overall Colton Hiller. So we'll check it out. This year we ended up as a 32-win team. How does this team so bad? I have no clue what's going on here. 29.6 points per game for Caleb, too, with 13 rebounds a game. He's playing insane. Caleb Holt got traded. Maurice Johnson got traded. The management in these are just making all types of crazy decisions. So we're just going to be watching from the sidelines here. Cooper Flagg and the Pacers going up against the Blazers. Cooper Flagg wins it all with the Pacers moving us into year 12. Definitely making me feel like I wish that Chicago wouldn't have split up our core, because that had been a lot more fun than what's been going on these last 2 years in Atlanta. But let's hope year 12 we had a little bit better luck here. Checking out the standings, we end up as a 47-win team. There we go. At least we're back to being competitive after 2 horrific seasons. Checking out these stats here. Colton Hiller dropped 30 points per game, and Caleb Wilson right behind him with 29.4 points per game. Colton Hiller, absolute killer when it comes to scoring the ball. Caleb, an amazing player all around. His stocks are insane. So first round here, we are up against the Toronto Raptors here. We take the first game. We take the second game. Hopefully we can get back to our old form and actually move out of the first round of the playoffs here. We get up in this series 3-2, and we take it in 6 with a 57-point performance from Colton Hiller. That man has been hungry sitting on the bench in the playoffs, and he comes out in the first playoff series in 2 years and kills it. Second round here up against the New York Knicks with Darren Peterson going head-to-head with the number 2 pick from our draft class, as we were number 4. And as you can see, he has not won a chip yet, so he is hungry, I am sure, as well. They grab the first game on us here. We tie it up at 1 apiece. They go up 2-1, but we are not going out easy. 2-2. We go up 3-2 here with a 40-point performance. 148-7 there from Caleb. Potential elimination game here, but we're going to hop in and see what happens. We are down by 5 points here. We have the ball. We drain a big 3 there. Caleb Wilson putting the team on his back to make it a 2-point deficit. He put the team on his back, though. If you get the reference, let me know down below. Knicks have the ball here. We need a big-time stop, and we get that. Caleb Wilson clamps up, making this 2-point game here. We have the ball, 24 seconds. We can advance here without having to go to a Game 7. Colton Hiller, size up, moving around, trying to break down the defense, drives in, and he gets ripped. We hate to see it. We need missed free throws. They smack both. We get it to the corner, and it does not look like we are going to get a quick shot up. Why are we sizing up still? What is going on? 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Colton Hiller, oh my gosh, we don't even put a shot up. What was that? What was that ending? Oh my gosh, Darren Peterson drops 38 there. Caleb Wilson drops 33. Going to Game 7, that was just a disgusting last, sequence there. We get ripped, and then we finally get the ball back, and we don't even get a shot up. But whatever. Game 7 here, we end up taking it pretty easily there. 164-140. Caleb drops 45, 12, and 4 with 8 stocks in that game. Talk to him. Nice. Moving us to the Eastern Conference Finals, up against C.J. Rosser yet again. And the Miami Heat. We have an opportunity to make it back to the NBA Finals for the first time since we left Chicago and proved that we were not Chicago-made. We end up taking it in 5 there, despite a disgusting performance there from C.J. Rosser. Moving us into the NBA Championship against one of the Sims' biggest darlings, Tony Garma. This guy is a killer, and as you can see, this Mavs team goes up 1-0 on us. They go up 2-0 on us. They go up 3-0 on us. Oh my God, we do all that fighting just to get swept by the GOAT, apparently, Tony Garma. Caleb drops 46 and 13 in that loss, moving us into year 13. At least we were competitive there and actually gave us a chance to win it all. As you can see, 91 overall Caleb. Colton sitting at a 93. Everybody else is kind of a little additional piece, but it's mostly just them two that take over games. Colton, All-NBA second team, and Caleb is on the All-NBA third team as a Celtic, as the Hawks end up being a 38-win team. Caleb is being passed around like he is in a rotation right now. Adon Diggs he is going to be teaming up with, who is a 26-point-per-game scorer. And you can see Caleb Wilson around 24 and 13 this year with the Celtics, who came in as the number 7 seed, who have a rough first-round matchup here up against Cade Cunningham and the Detroit Pistons. First round here, we are up 3-2. We end up grabbing it 4-2 here. Caleb dropping 36 and 11 to help get it done, moving us to a revenge game against our former team that traded us away, that traded away the core that brought them 2 NBA championships. We are down 2-1. We grab a game to tie it up at 2 apiece here. They go up 3-2. We need Caleb to absolutely go nuts with his back up against the wall here. We're going to a Game 7. Can we knock off our former team that didn't believe in us, that didn't believe in our core to get more than those 2 NBA championships that we had in the first 6 years of our career? We're going to find out. Adon Diggs, ball in his hand here, up by 155 to 154. 57 seconds on the shot clock. Caleb, can you make something happen? Mid-range, and yes, Mr. Consistent knocks it down to make it a 3-point game. Ace Bailey kicks it to the corner, and they cannot get the quarter 3 to go. 3-point game here with about 30 seconds to go. The Chicago Bulls are in the bonus, but we have the ball. Adon Diggs trying to run this offense, kicks it over to Mr. Headband, and he drills it. Drills it. The old-fashioned headband look goes crazy, making it a 6-point game. Kersey drives down for the Bulls and gets the tough bucket, making it a 4-point ball game. They go 1 for 1 at the line, and they get an offensive rebound. Ace Bailey tries to put it up. Another offensive rebound. Concanipple drills it, but thankfully, there's only 1.9 on the clock, fellas. They took too long with all those offensive boards. They took away a lot of their opportunity. It's a 4-point ball game here with 1.4 to go. And your Chicago Bulls just got dropped off by Mr. Caleb Wilson himself. Mr. Consistent. Adon Diggs, 39 and 10 in that game to lead the charge more so. But Caleb was amazing on the defensive side of the ball, moving us to the Eastern Conference Finals with his third team in this sim, going up against Darren Peterson and the Knicks. Yet again, can he get the better of them here? It's all tied up at 2 apiece. We go up a game 3-2 here. Can we end this, or are we going to unfortunately have to go to a Game 7? I feel like we always end up in Game 7s when it comes down to this, and it looks that way. We kind of get cooked a little bit there. Caleb drops 35 and 15, but it was not enough. Game 7, the time is now. Do not let Darren Peterson show you up here. It's kind of close, coming down to the nail here. We might have to jump into this, and we are. As you can see, fourth quarter, it's about 1 minute on the clock. We are leading this game by 2 points as the Knicks come down, and they get the tough bucket to tie it up at 160 apiece. Both teams in the bonus. 52 seconds on the clock. Adon Diggs has the opportunity to lead this team to the NBA championship, as well as Caleb Wilson. Let's see what we could do here. Coming off the pick and roll, kicking it back to Adon Diggs. He tries to go one-on-one, passes out of his shot, up top, and the lefty drills the big-time three to put us up 34 seconds here on the clock. Darren Peterson and the Knicks are going to be hungry to tie this one up, and they're taking a timeout here to gather themselves. Let's see what they got coming out of the timeout. They kick it over to Delk. Delk sizing up, thinking about what he wants to do. Coming off the screen, he had an open shot, but he did too much. He danced too much. We love that. He could have just popped that. I don't know why he did all that. They sent us to the line to extend our lead, and on the other side, they hit a big three there to make this a 2-point ball game. 9.6. It's going to be a game of fouls. They needed to get this inbound steal. They do not get it, sending Mr. Headband to the line, who goes 2 for 2, making it a 4-point game. Kicks it up top to Hampton, who drills the big-time shot, but it is probably too little too late. 0.5 left, and they can't foul in time. Your Celtics are going to the NBA championship with 16, 10, and 7 from Caleb, who is our Eastern Conference Finals MVP, who has made it with every team that he's been with so far. It says a lot about him. 1-1 we are sitting at. We go up 2-1. It's all tied at 2 apiece here. 3-2 we are up. Can Caleb Wilson get his first NBA championship in his career post-Chicago is the question. But it looks like we're going to a Game 7 after a tight game there. Caleb drops 27 and 12 with 3 steals and 2 blocks, but it was not enough. Heading into Game 7 here, we're going to see how it plays out. It is a close one, so we're going to hop into this, fellas. About 1 minute and 20 seconds to go. We're down by 4 points. Adon Diggs, ball in his hands. The time is now. Coming off the screen, he could have hit Caleb back. Oh, and he gets the tough two. He gets it. He gets it to go. We'll take it. 2-point ball game. 1 minute on the clock. What can we see here? Tony Garma, perennial MVP, gets the ball back up top to Marcus Spears. He decides he's grabbing it back to Richards. Back to Marcus Spears. Page has the ball. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness, the tough shot. That is a heartbreaker. Putting them back up 4 here. What can the Boston Celtics do? Adon Diggs. No, he tries to get too flashy and pass out of his shot. That might be the dagger. And that looks like it's going to be the dagger. We're down 6 here with 28 seconds. We need to just drill shots, but it's not going to happen. Your Boston Celtics get dropped off here by Tony Garma, who is nasty in these sims, getting another Finals MVP. Moving us into year 14 here, Adon Diggs sitting at a 93 overall, a 33-year-old Caleb Wilson at a 91 overall, and the Celtics come in as the number 6 seed in the East with 47 wins on the season. And Caleb's still putting up 22, 12, and 4 stocks a game. Pretty nasty work, so you love to see it. Here in the first round, we are up against the Bulls yet again. The NBA must really love this storyline of him having to compete with his former team. And we knocked them off again, and you can see the scoring is just really messed up. I don't know how to fix it. 212 to 196 in that game. But we make it out of the first round, and we are up against the Wizards here in the second round. Coming off a year where we had a really good run, we end up getting knocked out in 7 here by this Wizards team with AJ DeBonsa. Moving us into year 15 where Caleb is still sitting at a 91 overall. This guy has a ton of longevity apparently. He looks like he's going to be a guy who has a really long and solid NBA career. And in year 15 here, we have a Game 7 up against the Bucks here. And we end up taking it in 7, thankfully, 164 to 160, moving us into the second round here up against the New York Knicks, who get the brooms out and sweep us and sending us home. Moving us into year 16 here, Caleb's still at a 91 overall. This guy is not hitting a regression wall, even at 35 years old. He's literally LeBron, I guess. And as you can see, we get bounced here in the first round by our former team in the 1-8 matchup. Would have been a tough game to upset. Of course, Tony Garma gets a Finals MVP there because he's filthy in this sim, apparently. Year 17 here, still up at a 90 overall at 36 years old. Caleb Wilson is Iron Man at this point. Let's check out how he did. He's still the fourth best scorer on the team at 21 points per game, 12 rebounds a game, and still around that 4 stocks mark, which is pretty crazy. And again, they give us the first round matchup up against the Bulls. We get routed this time in that 1-8 matchup in 5 games. They are definitely having fun with that storyline of Caleb against his former team. Moving into year 18 here, sitting at an 88 overall. Yet another MVP goes to Tony Garma, you guessed it. Caleb down to about 14 points per game. Bulls end up winning it all there in year 18. And to check out, heading into year 19 here, what our squad is looking like, we are sitting at an 86 overall. And let's check out how the rest of the draft class is looking at this point. AJ Debonsa at an 84 overall, and has spent 19 years as a Wizard, which is pretty impressive in all honesty. Darren Peterson, I know he jumped around teams. You can see he's now on the Cavs, and he is sitting at an 86 overall. Tony Garma gets another MVP here in year 19, and we end up missing the playoffs here and checking out the player stats. You can see that our guy Caleb, still a 5th option scoring on the team, but here in year 19, he ends up retiring. It was about time, hanging it up alongside Darren Peterson and AJ Debonsa as well, and Cooper Flagg actually as well. I'm sure he'll end up making the Hall of Fame here. We could check it out because he had some insane accolades with all the defensive and all NBA team performances. You could check it out here. He gets his number retired by the Bulls as well. And if you guys enjoyed watching this video, there is more like this. There is an AJ Debonsa one. There is a Darren Peterson one, and there is a Cam Boozer one all out now. I appreciate everyone that watched all the way through. If you did so, let me know down in the comment section below. Peace.